A very good morning to all of you. How are you all? Hope all of you are in the best of your health with God's grace and safe with your family members. Children, today I will be taking up English Literature chapter number 2. So be ready with your books. I will read the chapter and side by side explain you what's there in the chapter. So let's get started. But before I start the chapter, all of you write a date, day and class work on the top. So the chapter starts like this. How are Rishi and Rupa spending their time with their grandparents? Right under each picture. So here are 4 pictures given to you and you have to tell that what the children are doing with their grandparents. First I have done for you, it's playing chess. Rest you can see the picture and write yourself. And below there is one question for you. How do you spend time with your grandparents? Right below. Now, how do you spend your time with your grandparents? That you have to write below. Now, here goes your chapter. This is an extract from the book Heidi by Jonan Spiri. Heidi was a little girl who lived in Switzerland. So now this is a small extract, means from a big book or from big chapter they have taken a small portion, and the name of the book is Heidi. Now here Heidi is a girl, you can see it in the picture also, and she lived in Switzerland. Heidi lived with Aunt Diti in a small town in Switzerland. Now Heidi used to live with her aunt, and the name of the aunt was Aunt Diti, and as I told you, she used to live in Switzerland. One morning Aunt Diti told Heidi, "Today we will go to see your grandfather who lives up in the mountains." Now one day Aunt told Heidi that today we are going to visit your grandfather and he lives up in the mountains. You may not remember him because you were young when you last met him. She says that you may not remember your grandfather because that time you were too small. Grandfather lives alone. She told that the grandfather lived there all alone. He had 2 lovely goats. Along with him, he has 2 lovely goats. Heidi and Aunt Diti walked up to the top of the hill where he lived. Now both of them reached the grandfather's house. Heidi saw grandfather sitting on the bench outside the house. Now when they reached the top of the mountain, Heidi could see that grandfather was sitting on the bench outside the house. She went up to him and said, she went there and he said, "Good evening, grandfather." She wished good evening to her grandfather. "Good evening," replied grandfather in a low voice. Now then what happened, that grandfather replied good evening to the girl in a very low voice. Heidi had never seen anyone like him. She has never seen anyone like him. Why? He had a great eyebrows and thick beard. "I have brought Heidi to you." Now he had a grey eyebrows and thick beard. What is beard? Yes, beard in Hindi we call it as dadi, hai na beta? So it's that. "I have brought Heidi to you," said Aunt Diti. So Aunt said that I brought Heidi to you. "You will hardly know her, for you haven't seen her since she was a year old." So she told her grandfather that you also don't know her because at that time she was very young, at only an year old at that time when you saw her. Aunt Diti said, "Heidi, I have to go to Frankfurt." Now Aunt Diti said that Heidi, I have to go out for some work to Frankfurt. You will stay here with your grandfather for a while. So for some time you will stay here with your grandfather. Heidi was quite happy to be with grandfather. Now Heidi was very happy that she will be with her grandfather. She enjoyed her new surroundings. She was very happy to be there because obviously you and I, if we go to new place, so we feel good and we are happy to visit a new place, especially in the mountain areas, hilly areas, all greenery and good environment around us. So the same way she also felt very happy. She loved the fir trees around the house. She loved the fir trees. Here you can see the fir trees. She loved those trees near the house. A strong breeze was blowing through them. Now there was a strong breeze, means very cool air was blowing there. Heidi saw that grandfather was still sitting on the bench and staring at the ground. Now she could see that grandfather was still sitting on that bench and looking towards the ground. She stood quietly before him. Now she stood, means she stand up there quietly to him. Grandfather looked up. Now grandfather looked at her. What do you want, Heidi? He asked. Yes, Heidi, what do you want? I want to look inside the house, said Heidi. Heidi said, Grandfather, I want to look inside the house. Come, said grandfather as he got up. She said, okay, come, beta, I will show you the whole house. Grandfather opened the door and Heidi stepped in. She saw a table and a chair in a big room. In one corner stood the grandfather's bed. So here you can see the description of the room is given. Heidi looked around carefully and asked, where I am to sleep, grandfather? No. She looked at the room here and there and then she asked at the end, Grandfather, where will I sleep? Wherever you like, he said, wherever you like. It's your home, grandfather answered. I hope, beta, this much is clear. Heidi was delighted and began to examine every corner of the room to find the best place to sleep. Now she was very happy and excited that grandfather had told her that you can sit or sleep wherever you want. So she started looking for a good place for herself in the whole house. Near grandfather's bed, she saw a ladder against the wall. Heidi climbed up and found herself in a hayloft. Now she could find a ladder near her grandfather, and she climbed on that. And when she climbed, she could see a place. And there was a hayloft. Hayloft is a place where lot of hay is stored. There was a large heap of fresh, sweet-smelling hay. She could see right down the valley through the window in the wall, and she liked that place very much. I shall sleep up here, grandfather. She came down to him. She said, Grandfather, I will sleep here on the hay. I like the scene here. It's a beautiful scene. I will sleep on the hay, and from this window, I can see everything outside. I love this place. It's lovely here. Come up and see how beautiful it is. Please get a sheet for me to sleep on. She said, Grandfather, you also come up and please bring a bed sheet for me. I will sleep on that. All right, I'm coming, said Grandfather. Grandfather said, okay, I'm coming. Grandfather climbed up the ladder and found that a very neat little bed had been made in a hayloft. And when he climbed up, he could see that Heidi had made a beautiful bed for herself with with all the hay lying there. The hay was piled up higher at one end to form a pillow. And here is your sheet, he said, spreading a thick sack on the hay that Heidi had shaped into a bed. So she has shaped the hay and into the shape of a bed and pillow, and she enjoyed that thing. The bed looks lovely. I wish it was night so that I could get a bed at once, said Heidi. She said, I wish it could be night so that I could go to sleep here only. I think we should have something to eat first, grandfather said. Grandfather said, please beta, come down, let's have something to eat first. Yes, I'm hungry too, replied Heidi. Heidi said, yes, grandfather, I'm very hungry too. So she went down with her grandfather, and it is a little beautiful story, and you can see the beautiful scenes are also shown here. I hope you understood the chapter till here, and in doubt you can ask in tomorrow's live class. Tomorrow I will be doing the rest part of the work. Till then, bye, have a great day, God bless you all, thank you.